Good evening, everybody. Back on screen here. I was just now over on the White Buzz page doing a quick live stream to tell everybody about the networking event we've got coming up there on the 21st of February for my White Buzz group and for lots of businesses on the island. Hi, Karen. And then I quickly had to hop over here to make sure that I was on task for my regular 10 o'clock slot here with all the news. Hi Ian, hi Karen. So various different things today. It's happy birthdays, networking and unbought train tickets. Now what's all that about? Well, the 5th of February is my brother's birthday, one of my brother's birthdays. And so that's the birthday bit. Now, I do like to sing happy birthday to, although I've been told I don't have a very beautiful singing voice, I don't care anymore. And I rang my brother up this morning to wish him a happy birthday and sing happy birthday to him. He was over at my mum's house and he said, oh, would I like to join them for lunch? Now, it's something that I hadn't prepared for. I'd been doing a lot of them caring for my mum recently, but then when my brother was back, I thought I was off duty, not realising that I was going to have an invite to lunch today. So that was rather nice. But my brother was a bit perplexed because normally he would pick me up in the car, but Mum had invited somebody else to have a lift in the car, and Mum has a walker and the friend has a walker, so there wasn't any room for me and Lilac Lil. Never mind, I said, don't worry about that. I could get myself down. They were going to Kevars again, that lovely, lovely cafe next door to Iceland in Ryde, and you all must try it if you haven't already. It's a lovely cafe there. Very good value food. I overheard a lady said to me today, isn't it lovely and relaxing in here? And she'd had quite a stressful day and she was sitting there relaxing towards the end of the day, actually, because I was in and out of Kevars several times, more than once today. So anyway, went and had a lovely lunch. Family time, very, very important. I'm always saying how important family time is. And so it was nice to have family time. And then, hi Alice. And then Karen and I were talking. Karen and I had various things to talk about. She's part of my network group. And so my family went and I stayed on and chatted with Karen. Then I went and ran an errand, and then I went back and had a hot chocolate before I finished there. And my aim was to get from the top of the town down to the railway station to book my tickets and renew my senior rail card, because I am going on granny duty. Hi Paul, I'm going on granny duty next week and I need to get to London. I need to renew my senior rail card and get my tickets. And I used to buy my tickets online, but I had major issues with Trainline, who ended up not actually valuing my service, not replying when I had issues, or saying we don't answer you on Twitter and Facebook. And actually they didn't really answer my issue at all. They wanted to charge from charging me a very reasonable fare with my rail card. It went to a very expensive fare, or it went to telling me that I couldn't go. Hi Nathan, and Karen. It went from telling me that I couldn't go from Ryde to Brentford. Now, I've done it month in and month out for a very long time, and then it just told me last time I did it, told me there were no trains available. So I tried to get in touch with Trainline, very difficult to get in touch with, so I gave up eventually, and I went down to the train station to book my ticket for my Christmas trip to London. And I was able to get with the lovely people in the railway station, who really do try hard to give a very good customer service. They found me a trip from Ryde Esplanade all the way up to Waterloo and then out to West London, and it cost me £12. I was not impressed with Trainline. They didn't answer my queries when I had an issue as to why I couldn't book a through train, or you know, why first of all why the trains were so expensive when I'd normally had them cheaper, and then why I couldn't book a through train. And then when I was looking for a code for them, because I thought this is ridiculous, I don't usually pay this, I was looking for a code. Hi Jessica. And when I put a code in, it made me even more irritated, because, you know, I've been a valued customer. Well, I thought I was a valued customer of Trainline, because I go up to London regularly to do granny duty and see my grandchildren. And so how do you think I felt when I pushed in this this code to get a discount, and it offered a much bigger discount to new customers than it did to me? And I thought that, coupled with the fact that they were rude to me on Twitter and said we don't answer you on Facebook and Twitter, and then they actually never answered my query anyway. So I actually thought, do you know, I don't care for their bad customer service. And so I went down to the train station and bought my ticket down there. And as I say, at Christmas time, the lovely lady there got me found me a through ticket, so she booked for me, and this time I went on the hover. So I went on the hover across to Southsea, from Southsea on the bus outside the hover terminal, just round to Southsea and Portsmouth Station, up to Waterloo, and then change at Waterloo for Brentford, where my daughter picks me up. Very easy journey, really, but you know, trying to get the ticket wasn't so easy. Anyway, lovely lady at the station found me a £12 ticket. I was only going one way because I was coming back. I did come back to the island, but I went a different way. We went with family to have another big family do in Bournemouth, where I got a lift from London to Bournemouth, and then they dropped me at the ferry terminal, and I just got the ferry back. So that was amazing, a £12 deal. And so I thought, you know, I'm going to use the station every time to book my train. It makes sure that those people stay in jobs if we use it. Hi Lucy. And not all the comments are coming up again. Facebook does make me laugh sometimes. It gives me some of the comments on here, more comments on here than over here. Not to worry. So anyway, I thought, well, today I'll work my way down. I've got to go and get this ticket. I've got to renew my rail card. And so I had, I was only going down from up at the top of town, down right to the bottom. But it was bitterly cold out there today. Freezing. They say we're in for a very icy snap, a very cold snap. And actually, I'll tell you, I've got something up here. Or have I got it there? No, it's over here. You know, I do like to amuse and have fun. Hi, David. And I was freezing cold today, and a very icy, biting wind. And it reminded me of this Spike Milligan poem. And I don't know if you know this poem, but it makes me laugh. And I read it. I told it to my grandchildren when we were on WhatsApp later. So through every nook and every cranny, the wind blew in on poor old granny, around her knees and into each ear, and up her nose as well, I fear. All through the night the wind grew worse. It nearly made the vicar curse. The top had fallen off the steeple, just missing him and other people. It blew on man, it blew on beast, it blew on nun, it blew on priest. It blew the wig off Auntie Fanny, but most of all it blew on Granny. And Granny was a bit chilly today. So anyway, I thought, as I worked my way down Union Street, I got to Wetherspoons, and I debated whether to get on a bus, but I just missed a bus that just goes down to the bottom. Normally I wouldn't, but it was cold, so I thought I might, but I just missed a bus. So I thought, oh, I won't wait for another one. I'll walk down Union Street. And then I decided to go into the post office because I'd had another of Lynn's little shenanigans and issues. Recently, I had posted some car documents to my son, who's staying in Coventry at the moment. And I sent his car documents and they've never arrived. So he's now got to start chasing up those. So he needed me to send something else. So the next thing I sent, I made sure that I paid to get a signature. And so on this occasion, the items arrived, but nobody asked for signature. They were through the door when my son got there. So I went into the post office to say, what do I do about this? Because I paid for that and I don't, I didn't get the service I paid for. And the people thought I was complaining to them. I wasn't complaining to them. I just needed to know who I addressed my issue to. Anyway, they told me I needed to get in touch with Royal Mail, which I will do because, they didn't give me the service I'd paid for. And so I want to see why they didn't. So that's something else I've got to put onto my agenda. But anyway, as I say, I went in the post office and then I decided to walk down Union Street. And on my way down, I went into the lovely number 66 shop. 66, look at their lovely bags, number 66. I went in just to have a look and ended up with a bag full of items. And I will share with you what I bought. I don't know, I hope my brother's not watching in this because my brother who's got a birthday, I'd given him a card, I'd given him a present. Hi Nin, hi Parita, but I actually found another present for him, which I will give him tomorrow because I wasn't seeing him again today. So I had already given him a present, but I just sought the other one. And this is what I bought him. And I don't know if you can see that. It's a Ladybird book. And it's called The Brother, How It Works. Now, when my children were little, I don't know how many of you ever had Ladybird books. Those of you who are not as old as me may not have known the Ladybird books. But there's now a series that are such fun series. And, there's a bit of a twist on these are more adult titles. They used to be children's titles. And it makes quite fun and interesting reading. So this was the Brother. This is a book I bought for my brother, and I think he'll be quite amused with some of the things in there. Some of them are quite pertinent to us. Oh, you learn to read with those. Not these particular ones, because these are ones that they've now done as adult titles long since they were first. But you mean the Peter and Jane ones, or the early, in the early days of learning to read. But these ones are, as I say, for the grown-ups. I don't know whether it says anything. No, it doesn't. It doesn't say, but they are. Oh yeah, a Ladybird book for grown-ups, that's what they're called. And there's a whole series of them, and they're quite amusing. So that's one of the things I bought. And then, let's see. Very much on the positivity note, because most of you will know I'm always pushing out positive things to talk about. And so this lovely little book is called You Are Amazing. Peter and Jane and Pat, that's right. So You Are Amazing. And this book is full of lovely inspirational sayings and things. And it says, remind a special someone in your life just how wonderful they are with this colourful little pick-me-up packed full of uplifting quotes, down-to-earth advice, journal pages, and strictly good vibes only. The perfect way to say you are amazing. And I'm going to be reading... yeah. Oh yes, Ellis, on mindfulness. They are so funny, aren't they? So there's a whole range of them, but as it was my brother's birthday, I went for that. So anyway, You Are Amazing. So I bought this little title, and this is what I'm going to share with you, my audience. I didn't buy it with somebody particular in mind. I bought it with all of you in mind, because I like to push out all that motivational and positive stuff. Here we are. Let's read you from here. You only get one chance at life, and you have to grab it boldly. And that's a quote from Bear Grylls. And Bear Grylls' mum lives on the Isle of Wight here and does a lot of good work. So that's yeah. And here's a quote from Helen Keller. Life is either a daring adventure or nothing. Well, I don't want it to be nothing. So for me, it's very much a daring adventure. And I'll just read you another one. Oh, this one I like. Man is most nearly himself when he achieves the seriousness of a child at play. And of course, you know me, I love to be at play. I love to amuse and entertain. And I regard myself as the original Peter Pan-esque. So, you know, I never grew up really. I just like to have fun. And that was a quote from Heraclitus. Whoops, not very good at these names, sorry. So that one's You Are Amazing, and I will read from that, from that. I'll dip in and out of this a lot on these broadcasts. And then another one. I mean, it was dangerous. I should have locked my purse up before I went into this shop, because there were just so many lovely things. I could have bought a lot more than I did. And this one is Believe and Achieve. The world's most motivational quotes. And there's some really lovely ones. Again, I want to share from some of this. Right, okay, let's go with this one. This is a Thomas J. Watson quote. It says, "Would you like me to give you a formula for success? It's quite simple, really. Double your rate of failure." Hi, Jackie. Whoops, let's find another one. Believe in yourself is one of the most important bricks in building any successful adventure, and that's Lydia M. Child. So a whole range of Believe and Achieve motivational quotes by Chris Naylor, which I will be dipping in and out of on a regular basis. And then always look on the bright side of life. Da-dum. And this one, you know, is another one with lots of things. And on the back, it's a quote by Winston Churchill. For myself, I am for myself, I am an optimist. It does not seem to be much use being anything else. And this is a book brimming with witty and upbeat quotes. This little book is perfect for life's naturally sunny souls, as well as those who could use a little something to make them smile. And so I will be dipping in and out of this to make people smile where I can, or certainly have a go. Let's have a look. Let's find you one. Right, let's have a look. Here we go. This is a nice one. The way I see it, if you want the rainbow, you've got to put up with the rain. And that was a quote from Dolly Parton. So lots of lovely quotes in there. And then I bought, thank you for the love and the hearts. And then I bought 2 little mini books here. All right, they've got to look. And this one is called Giggles. And it's a little book in a box. And oh, this is a bit funny. Did you hear about the cannibal who came back from vacation with his arms missing? He stayed in a self-catering apartment. Oh, I'm not sure that's... Yeah, maybe I should avoid that sort of thing. Right. Let's see if I can find you another. Sorry, the writing's a bit small in here, and I haven't read these. So I tell you what, I will look and make sure that I find you some nice little Giggles in there sometime soon. You'll be laughing all year round with Giggles, packed with over 250 jokes and Bill Stott's crazy pictures. This fun-sized book is ideal for kids of all ages. So there we go. That's the Giggles book, and this little one is for over 60s fun and laughter. And this book of jokes and quotes is perfect for anyone who has reached their 60s. It's a celebration of age and of life. Enjoy. And although I'm over 60, I'm sure lots of my audience are not, but I'm sure they will be funny anyway. And I think, you know, you will be amused by these even if you're not 60 plus. There's one here that says, after a certain age, if you don't wake up aching in every joint, you are probably dead. And there's a picture of some knobbly knees. I don't know if you can see that. So I'll be having a look at those. I'll be amusing myself and hopefully amusing some of you. So so I spent rather a long time in number 66 buying all those lovely items, and having a lovely chat with the people in the shop. It's a fairly new shop, very lovely, all sorts of beautiful items in there. And I had a lovely lot of, so I was networking in there with them and chatting with them. And then I thought, oh, well, I better, work my way down to the station. And then I decided to go across to the house of Zabri. I don't know whether they pronounce it Zabri or Zabre. It's Zabre. I must ask the owners how they pronounce it. Lovely, lovely shop where I've bought some of my items. This jumper that I have on, I bought in there on their sale rail last year. And so I just thought I'd have a little look in there. So I had a look round, didn't buy anything in there. And then by this time I was sort of nearly down to the bottom of Union Street. So I thought, right, I'll go over now and I'll get, and they need to go, yes, they do need to go to the next shop local. Anyway, I left the top of town. I left Kevars at 2:45. And I knew that the station didn't shut till 5:30ish. So I thought, no problem to get down there and get my ticket and renew my rail pass. Plenty of time, no problem. Well, if any of you saw my broadcast at about 4:30, you'll know that I didn't get my ticket. And if you've read the title here, the title on this live stream was tonight. It's Happy Birthdays Networking and Unbought Train Tickets. Now, why didn't I buy my train ticket? That's where I was heading. That's what I was going to do. Except that when I got, life does have a way of, giving me a few little challenges on the way. And today it was the challenge of I got to the train station. I got to the booking office at 4:25 to find that due to sickness today, they'd closed the office at 4:20. So, that was it. So I thought rather than get angry, get stressed, put my blood pressure up, I just hopped on live stream and did a live stream because, I do get some challenges in my day. And, that was one of the challenges today. So I thought, oh, well, I'll have to go back tomorrow. I'll have to go and a lady was just coming out and she said, we'll be open normal hours tomorrow. So tomorrow, all being well, I will head down and renew my rail card and get my tickets to London, where my grandchildren are very excited to know that they're counting down the days now until I go. I'm going next week. And I will keep the broadcasts up because I'll broadcast from there, providing that they're behaving themselves and in bed by 10, because I'm in sole charge of them for a few nights, giving my daughter and my son-in-law a break and a chance to get away. And really looking forward to that. I have 4 very lively grandchildren. Love them to bits. They are challenging, but I absolutely love them to bits. I plan loads of things while we go there. We do cooking, we do cooking, sometimes we do gardening, we do sticking, we do making, we do all sorts of things. We go out to the park. They have a lovely park opposite them. One of the girls has asked me, she wants to do some knitting. I have taught the 2 older girls to knit, and so the next girl down, she wants to knit now. So I will be taking knitting needles and helping her to knit. I'm going to order a knitting book for her. Her birthday's in March, and I said if she was a good girl, because we were having a few little challenges with things going on. She's a middle child, and there's a bit of middle child syndrome going on here. So I will need a holiday to recover, I can tell you, but I love it. I feel a bit like Mary Poppins. The only trouble is I have to get a train. I can't just go on my with my umbrella, unfortunately. But not to worry. I mean, I enjoy my trips, and I have an adventure every time I go there. I do my knitting on the way up. I have all sorts of adventures on the way there. And then I am going to have a lovely time. I do share things on social media. I don't share the children. You won't see the children because that's a family rule that my daughter and son-in-law don't want the children faces on social media, and that's perfectly fine. Totally respect that. Yes, Lilac Lil is going because Lilac Lil is my form of luggage, so I will put all my bits in Lilac Lil, knitting needles, knitting books, etc., and my clothes go in there as well. And And so, but when I am away, because I tell my story on social media, you do get to see maybe a hand in a mixing bowl, or maybe a shoe in where we're digging in the garden or something like that. So you see bits, but you don't see the children as such. But that's my way of telling the story without actually, you know, putting the children's faces up there. So that's all lots of fun. I'm sure last time I was there, I had the 3 girls all cooking different recipes all at once. Fortunately, the little man, who's 4, he was out. And so they've got a breakfast bar, and I had one of the children this side and sorting the recipe out that side. I had another of the children this side sorting out recipes and recipe books there. And then I had one the other side of the breakfast bar, and she was sorting a recipe out she'd found some banana bread recipes online, and she wanted to do that. So she was running backwards and forwards to the computer. So I was helping with all the different bowls of cooking. It was lots and lots of fun. We managed to get most of it done before the little man came back. But we do things with the little man as well. We do lots of things there. So I am really looking forward to that. And today, the middle girl, it's not middle of 4, but there's twins, and then a girl and then a boy. So the middle one, she did a video to me, and modern technology is absolutely wonderful, isn't it? And she'd got a new coat, and she was putting her coat on and preening, and a new hat, and they were lilac. And she said, "Oh, look, Granny, look, this is very much like lilac Lil," and lilac Lil's colour. And so I did her a video message back, and I made her laugh, because I said, "Oh, that's so beautiful, but if you stand next to Lilac Lil, I might not see you. You might be camouflaged." So she thought that was hilarious, and she told me I was very funny. And so then we had a few video messages going backwards and forwards. I just absolutely love it. It's this day and age, even though you're not with the children or with the family, you can still see them. It's so wonderful. It's like this here on the live here, that you can see me. Unfortunately, I can't see you, but I can chat to you anyway. I know you're there, because some of you are putting comments up, which is lovely to see. Hang on, sorry, I've just gone off there. Yes, so Lilac Lil is going. And then the little man came on. Hi, David. The little man came on, and he said, and this is just so lovely. I put messages up on social and he said, "Oh, Granny, I love you." And the middle child, she put something like, "I love you to," no, she didn't say infinity. Oh, she did put infinity. Let me see what she put. I've forgotten what she did put. "I love you." What did she put? Wait a minute, let's have a look, because it just is amusing. I've got to say, here we are. This is what I posted 4 hours ago. "The joys of being a granny. This just in from one of my grandchildren. P.S. I love you to Neptune and back, infinity times without stopping." And then a whole row of emojis and hearts and more emojis. Don't worry. Yeah, we're all well here. Thank you, David. Doesn't matter that you've come on late. I was just talking about my day. I didn't have any particular message. I was showing everybody on broadcast my purchases today. I've been buying some lovely books. That one's a Ladybird book of the brother for my brother. It's one of those fun grown-up ones. And then I've bought some books here with motivational quotes and sayings that I will be sharing on broadcast. And then I bought 2 little books here that have got Giggles in them, and all sorts of. This is over 60s fun and laughter, and this is a giggle book. So these are to share with you, my lovely tribe here. But we'll leave those for another day. So really it was just general, and how I didn't get to the train station in time to buy my train ticket for next week, because they shut the train station 5 minutes before I got there, or the booking office. So I didn't get my ticket. I went, I'd been all day ambling along to get to the station, and I got there 5 minutes after they shut, because they shut early. But we won't worry about that. I will get to London next week. So hi, Sandy. So I shall go tomorrow and get my ticket from the train station, and hopefully get a really good deal like I did before. You know, as I say, I've got to renew my senior rail card, which actually get some really, really good deals with that. Right. Okay, that's lovely. Nice to have you in here. Thank you very much for joining us, and see you again another time soon. But I don't do the early mornings. I do the late nights. I like to lie in these days. I spent years and years of being a teacher and having to get up and get out early, and so now I lie in as long as I can. Sometimes I have to be out early, and I think I've got a couple of appointments booked in next week on Mondays and Tuesday, where people wanted to see me because I'm going to London on Wednesday and going up to see the children. I had to squeeze the appointments in on Monday and Tuesday, so I might have to get up early on Monday and Tuesday, or not early, but earlier than I normally do, because I do like to have my lie-ins these days. You know, I think after 60 that's probably allowed, and so yes, so that's that, and got you know, sort of a busy week, bits and pieces filling in. I am looking to do more teaching of social media. So many people so many business owners really need to up the game with their social media, and it's such a wonderful return on investment if it's used properly. And so I am you know, I teach all forms of social media, live stream particularly. I want to get lots more people live streaming because it's such an amazing way of getting your business out there. Lots of people still fearful of pushing the button and going live, but you know, what's the worst that can happen? Sometimes I fluff my words, but who cares? Does anybody, you know, if you don't like it, you can switch off, but most people don't seem to worry if I fluff my words. It's about being authentic and being you. I just need to get more people doing it, partly for their businesses, and very, very much so for the Isle of Wight, because still rather a secret squirrel here. We still need to get people. Oh right, excellent, Sandy. Well, if you're happy to do it on your own, that's fine. If you want help, one of the things I do want to do is do some more split broadcasts with people. So people who and you know, you're probably fine and just get going on your own, but if not, Sandy, let me know, and you know, we could do a split broadcast, because I can see that you've got a little green camera on your name, which means that I could bring you into the broadcast. I won't do that now because that's not planned, but I could invite you into a broadcast like this and we could have a chat. So though I want to do lots more interviews like that. I've done a lot of those in the past where we've chatted on screen to all sorts of different people. What are you going to live stream about, Sandy? Is it about the Hullabaloo? Sandy has, like me, she has fingers in lots of pies, and she wears more than one hat. So I don't know, Sandy, whether you want to divulge what you're going to be live streaming about. She helps and works up at Aspire, the community centre. Hullabaloo. Yeah, I thought it would probably Hullabaloo. Hullabaloo is a wonderful event that goes on in Sandown. Yes, your phone did have problems. Yes, so Hullabaloo, we'll need to put much more out about it, Sandy, so that everybody knows. I went down last year and live streamed at Hullabaloo, and they had all sorts of things. They had some, they go-karts. They made some people made some go-karts, and they had go-kart racing. They had all sorts of things going on in Sandown. There was dancing, and there was music, and there was making, and there was some history stuff. I can't remember all of it, Sandy. You'll have to help me. The 12th and the 13th of May, and I was glad to know it wasn't the week before, because I was already booked on something the week before. So I will be live streaming around Hullabaloo, but we want lots of people to come down. If you're not on the island and you want to, know more about it and come to the island for that weekend, that's it, a soapbox challenge. That's what it was. They made their soapbox. Unfortunately, I wasn't there when they were doing the soapbox challenge. I was there, but I was the wrong end. I was right up the other end, and I missed the soapbox challenge, which is this end. I'll have to get more organised this time. Right, info is on the Shade Makers website. You can drop the link in, Sandy, if you've got it there, or I'll see if I can find it. Let's here we are, Shade Makers Isle of Wight. Let's see if I can find it. Hang on. Oops. You'll probably get it before me. Shade Makers. Let's have a look. Is it this one? Aha, I think I found it. She's found it. She's got there before me. Well done. So look, anybody who wants to know about it, there we go. It is a fun event. Let's see. Misty Shade. Oh, Shade Makers, folks. It's Shade Maker. Oh, here we are. Look, I've got it. Let me drop it in if she hasn't dropped it in. Here we go. Wait a minute. Let's drop it in. Hang on. Whoops. Let's drop it in there. That should be it now. Shouldn't it? It's got the S in there now. Isle of Wight, well worth a visit. Good places to stay and visit. Absolutely. And if you don't know where to stay, you know, I can find out for you. I can put you in touch with people who've got accommodation, and give you more of a rundown of things that need to that you need to know, because we want lots more people coming to our beautiful Isle of Wight. So anything else to add in there, Sandy, now, or will you just keep us informed of all the things that are going to be going on? You know, keep coming back into the broadcast, Sandy. You know, I'm here at 10 o'clock most nights, every night so far for ages. So if you've got more information, do come in and drop the stuff in there as you progress. It should be a fun time for all. It involves lots of organisations, lots of individuals, lots of families. There's just so much to do, and they were lucky last year. More to follow soon. There we go. Very lucky last year with the weather, so let's pray for good weather again. But I'm sure that you'll carry on even if the weather's not so good. But I do remember all sorts of wonderful things. In fact, what I'll do is I'll try and find some of the live streaming that I did at last year's Hullabaloo. I'll tell you what, you can go and look for it, some of you yourselves, if you want to. It will be on this page. Hang on. Let's see, because I do a lot of live streaming on isleofwight.live, which is a Facebook page. So let me just drop this in for you. So if you go to this page, you will probably find, you will have to trawl through and see if you can find it. What I'm in the process of doing is making sure that all the videos get uploaded to YouTube, and then I will be able to share them out from YouTube. But they are all, you know, they're on there. So the Hullabaloo one will be on there somewhere. And so I don't know if I can even, I might be able to find it quickly, but I've taken so many that I would have to scroll through a long way before I found it. But there's lots and lots of things going on our beautiful island. So, you know, lots and lots of things to go back and find. And my computer's going very slow tonight, so it's not going to do it. But lots and lots going on in the background there. Sandy's very, very busy with all of that, and Sandy will keep us updated with a lot of that. Yes, you see, I'm just scrolling back now, and there are loads and loads of things as the computer's going too slow for me to keep up with it. Hi, Jacqueline. We had Brighton Christmas Tree Festival, we've had Isle of Wight Day, we've had the Ryde Esplanade Classic Car Festival, we've had Fashion Stylers, that was a fashion show that I was in with the over 50s, and Lilac Lim came in with me. Then we had the Antiques Roadshow down at Osborne House. These are all on here. Then we had down at the Riverside, and that was the Island Forum. Then we had Ryde Carnival, Illuminated Carnival. Then I did some live streaming over at Wolverton Manor. And then the Ryde Main Carnival, and the other things, all sorts of carnivals, Sandown Carnival, got the Garlic Festival, the Red Arrows at Cows Week, Ventnor Illuminated Carnival, lots and lots of things. Oh, the Everest 13, the firefighters were doing a challenge up and down a ladder, raising a huge amount of funds there. Then we had the Spitfire display came over. We've had a British Legion display. Oh, I have been recording a lot, haven't I? We've had the Ryde Slide. We've had Isle of Wight Pride. I think we've had Apley, all sorts of things going on at Apley. Armed Forces Day. Here we are. Culver Parade. Was this it? I don't know if that was it. No, I'm not sure if that was it. Was it in May? I don't know what date it was. Let's see if this was it.
Hi everybody, it's Lynn here again. Just now I did a live recording further down Culver Parade in...
No, it wasn't it, but it was on the seafront. So go to that page and have a look, and see so many videos there of so many fun things going on the Isle of Wight. So I'm going to love you and leave you now. I think that was everything that oh no, I forgot to tell you too, while I was up in Ryde, at the top of Ryde today, I met lovely Lucy, who's in charge of the Network Ryde shop. It's a new shop that's opposite Kevars, and it's opening up. It's I think it's funded by the Ryde Town Council, or it's organised by the Ryde Town Council, and it's an area where children can go and hang out and do all sorts of different things. There are loads of activities going on there, and they will be able to go on Wii Fit and Xboxes and iPads and all sorts of things going there. And I realised after Lucy had been halfway through telling me, I should have actually got her to do a live stream. So I've asked her if we can do a live stream so that you can see all the things that are being provided there for youngsters. Very, very impressive. I was very pleased to see all of that. That was great. So anyway, yes, so I think that was everything on my list tonight. And so I want to love you and leave you, and go and do a few bits and bobs before I go to bed. And I will see you on another broadcast soon. Thank you very much for joining me. I do appreciate it all the time. You giving up your time and joining me. If there's any particular things that you want me to talk about, sharing out the news, or you want to know anything more, or you want some fun things, like sometimes I do fun poems or all sorts, then just let me know. But night for now, and catch you all again on another broadcast very soon. Bye.